What is up, guys? Surprise. I'm sorry, I'm at a low vibe right now. I realized that I launched a brand. I made a video talking about one of my first collection in a while, and I never really shared with you guys that I was gonna start one to begin with. I'm doing a prequel now. Yeah, let's chat about it. So, surprise, I made a fucking brand. The brand is called Philosophy. So I've been getting a few people kind of just asking me why fashion, why clothing, why t-shirts, why sweaters, why jackets, why sweats. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. It was not the original plan to begin with. Pre-pandemic, I was finishing up school. I took a break from school for some time to get some finances right, and then I decided to go back to school in pursuit of that still. I was an education major and a psychology minor. The goal was to become a high school English teacher for a couple years, and then eventually, as I got older, go into maybe private practice or work for a big company and become a therapist. But one day during the pandemic, while I was working in New York City, I was listening in on a Joe Rogan podcast, and he had a guest on named Naval. His last name is very hard to pronounce, but as I was listening, the entire episode spoke to me. But this one specific part spoke to me the most. It's where Naval told Joe Rogan how ideas are the new oil. And they started to talk about how people upgrade their lifestyle as their finances increase and all this other stuff. And it's a very insightful, psychologically and financially speaking, conversation to listen in on. I asked myself, what is the real goal here? And I still don't know that to this day. I know that I enjoy bringing value to people's lives and having insightful conversation, but I never really knew how I was going to go about that. I knew that I know that I sleep a little better when I feel like I've made a difference in someone's life or in people's lives, and I kind of just wanted to just run with that a little bit, if you will. Something I've always wanted to do was start a brand, start a clothing line, make more YouTube videos, make dance videos, stream. There's so many things that I wanted to do, but I needed to make sure that my overhead, if you will, was covered. I needed to make sure I had money. I needed to make sure I had food. I needed to make sure rent was paid next month. And I felt like I was thinking about it a little bit backwards before. Before I was saying, I'm gonna finish my teaching degree, start working as a teacher full time, and then eventually start my brand up, start making clothes and start streaming and start making YouTube videos again. But I realized through that podcast that now is the better time to take that financial, psychological risk, if you will. And it's because in the future, when I'm a teacher, who knows, maybe I'll be married, who knows, maybe I'll be a father, who knows, maybe there's so many other things that could come into play. And me kind of like putting off these ideas that I've always wanted to pursue has been happening for a long time. And as you guys noticed, I stopped making dance videos. I wasn't really streaming at all. I wasn't really doing much. I was just kind of like going to school and working EMS full time with this burning desire to kind of like bring value to people's lives. Once the dorms closed down and they kicked us out, and I had a lot to figure out, but I realized that now is the better time to take the financial risk. I'm not married. I don't have kids, and now makes the most sense to kind of like pursue it, and that's what I'm doing right now, and that's why I chose literature to be my main topic point of my brand. I know it's a field that's very oversaturated, and I know people tell me all the time, hey, like if you're gonna start a business out of everything you could start, why start a clothing brand? One is because I want to, right? It's something I've always just wanted to do, and two, this is something I've always struggled with growing up, and it's quantifying possibility with probability. And I really feel like people get lost in all that sauce. Yeah, it's possible that my brand can go viral and I will end up meeting all these amazing people and they'll help get me to the right places, but it's more probable that it won't. Does that mean I'm gonna just stop and not chase anything? I think if you live your life that way, you're settling for the shorter stick throughout everything. And I think that, yeah, sure, it's not very probable, but the possibility of it happening is enough for me to give it a try. Although psychologically speaking and financially speaking even, I'm not in the best position to kind of like pursue that per se. I still don't think you should. I'm happy that I didn't let that hinder me from launching and starting. because my brand just passed the proof of concept phase. I've done a decent amount of sales, nothing too crazy, but enough to help me realize I've presented enough evidence to myself that I have an idea here and I have something that is worth investing more time into. And that's what that proof of concept phase was, and that's what this first collection was, this Rotten Peace was. I'm onto something here. People like what I'm putting down and what I'm putting out, and I'm grateful for everybody who bought so far. If you did, if you haven't yet, the collection is still up. You can still make a purchase. I've got a couple of the statement tees still available, and the casual tees are still in stock 100%. That's why I made the brand, because I realized that I might not be in a better position financially, psychologically, or even just time speaking in general. I might have a kid, who knows what the hell is going to happen. And if I could give you a message to take away with yourself, life is very short, my man. I don't mean to take it there, but if you're having a hard time weighing out or quantifying probability versus possibility, if it's something that you really, really want and something that you could see yourself doing for the rest of your life, I think that it's something worth pursuing. But yes, do not let the probability of something happening obliterate the possibility of you making it happen. The clothing world, the brand world is very oversaturated, but it doesn't have a me yet. It doesn't have a me yet. It doesn't have any of my life experiences or anything I've thought. And if it does, it has it from the perspective of another person. Nobody else has lived my life other than me. We're bringing literature and fabrics together. Obviously, you're starting off with things that come from my head, but eventually we're going to start opening the door to writers, to poets, to musicians, and we're going to start collaborating with artists and, like I said, writers in general to create. When I get there, there's a few other hurdles I have to get over first before I can get there, but eventually that is the goal. There's a million ways to say something in the English language, and there's even more if we open the door to more languages. As long as I can find something people can relate to, I think people can connect with it. Do not let the probability of something happening obliterate the possibility of you making it happen. Understand that people will put their limitations on you, and if things seem too out of reach for them, they will not hesitate at all to shoot down your idea. So with that being said, be careful who you tell your good news to and your ideas to. And yeah, that's why I started my brand, Philosophy. I really hope you guys like it. I'm going to continue to start making short videos like this in the future, just kind of like explaining my reasoning behind things. And if you guys like it or don't like it, or you agree or you disagree, comment down below, talk to me. I'm an open book. I like to listen, I like to talk to people, and I like to interact with you guys, especially the people who kind of like watch the video and somewhat give a shit about me. Your opinion matters the most to me. And yeah, that's why I started the brand. If you have any questions, comment down below. I promise I'll get back to you. Yeah, I love you guys. If you stood to the end of this video, like, comment, subscribe. Give me a heart if you don't have anything to say. I'll take it. I love you, and remember, do not let the probability of something happening or not happening overcome the possibility of it happening. I'm not sure if that quote really makes sense, but I hope you know what I mean. If you don't, comment down below. Let's talk about it. Love you guys. Peace.